You're listening to Life with Herpes, and this is episode 33. Welcome to today's episode. I am your host, Alexandra Harbushka, and you are listening to Life with Herpes. This is, all of them are my favorite, and I always love being here with you, so I really can't pick my favorite, but since I love the hashtag Alexandra sections because I get to hear from you, I get emails, you send questions. It really is a fun way for me to communicate with you and really say hi and thank you. So I love the hashtag Alexandra question days. Something that's popped in my mind, if you are watching this on YouTube, you can subscribe. I don't know, I'm doing looks like the hokey pokey or something, but wherever that button is, go on ahead and subscribe because you will get these directly in your email. If you are listening in iTunes, it would be a huge thanks if you wrote a rate and review. That is a great way to organically promote the podcast without having to tell people you have herpes. But basically the way iTunes uses the algorithm is the more ratings and reviews there are, the higher it gets ranked. So this is a great way for you to do your giving back and helping other people, help them find this podcast. So that would be huge thanks to the future people, and then a huge thanks from me. So that just popped in my head. Thank you. Oh, and also you can do it anonymously, which is a great way to do that. Obviously, if you don't want people to know you have herpes, you can put in an anonymous name. So that is great. Before I get going, I want to make sure you are a part of our community, the Life with Herpes community. It is a great way for you to connect. There's, I don't want you to feel alone. There's ebooks, there's places for you to ask questions, all of that fun stuff, and it's free. So head on over to lifewithherpes.com, fill it out, come over, say hi, and join the community. So today's question is from Emily, and she is from Memphis, Tennessee. I have not been to Memphis, but it looks beautiful, and it looks like a beautiful city. So I would love to go to Tennessee. I've heard some beautiful things about your state, Emily. Okay, so today's hashtag Alexandra is, this is good. Does waxing make me more prone to herpes? And this is such a good question. So here's the deal. We as women have been removing our pubic hair via shaving, waxing, plucking, sugaring. That's a whole new thing. I've never tried that. And we've been doing that the last couple decades, mainly from the porn industry because they shaved the pubic hair. And so it's now a thing. It's now a trend. Everybody has done it at some point. And it's just kind of the trend. I do feel that there's a difference from going completely bald per se to trimming the areas so you don't have a bush coming out of your bikini. That's completely different than what we're talking about here. I think Emily's asking complete pubic hair removal. So just before I answer that, the pubic hair is a natural part of our genitals. It's there to protect us. It basically creates a natural buffer from person to person or pubic area to pubic area. It helps reduce friction during sex. And again, it's just a natural barrier to prevent abrasions. And it also, which is also an interesting way to think about it, it keeps some of the lubrication in there, during sexual activity. So that's kind of interesting to think about what pubic hair does. I never really have thought much of it other than it's annoying. Um, but yeah, so it actually does a lot of good things for us. Here's where it gets tricky is yes, to answer your question, yes. Does waxing or hair removal, let's just say does hair removal make you more prone to getting herpes? And the answer is yes. And here's why. Herpes is skin to skin. If you take away that natural barrier, then yes, you are skin to skin, right? Just think about if there is hair, then there is, again, a natural buffer, a natural block. Who maybe that's why pubic hair has remained all these years since we were from the caveman days. I don't really know, but it's there to protect that area. What also happens when we do, again, plucking, shaving, tweezing, waxing, whatever else we do, it leaves it creates abrasions to the skin. So it leaves microscopic open wounds, which, if you think about it, our skin is here. It's the largest organ, and it's here to protect us from pathogens. It's here to protect us from viruses, bacterias, and things getting into our skin and eating us up, right? So if you open that up, you give the area open wounds or portals, then yeah, bacteria and viruses can enter. You give it, it's like you're giving it like an open door policy to show up. It is an open door policy at that point. So what a lot of times happens, and I know I'm guilty of it, and a lot of times, we think as women, all right, I'll go on ahead and get a bikini wax. It's a new guy. I'll get this done right before so that I'm nice and clean and smooth. And here you are, basically completely bare, completely open, a lot of times open wounds, and it is a brand new sexual partner, and there you go. So something to really think about, to keep in mind. It definitely adds, I'm not saying you're going to get herpes if you remove your pubic hair. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it makes it a little bit easier for the virus to get in. So again, something to think about. If perhaps you do not have herpes and your partner does, you might want to keep your pubic hair, right? Again, it's just one more little buffer. Vice versa, if you have herpes, you might want to keep your pubic hair from passing it to your partner. Again, and this is all personal grooming, personal decisions, whatever you want to do. I wouldn't say if you want to remove your pubic hair and you're saying, no, I can't. No, do what you want. It's your body. It's however you want to maintain your body. It's like, should I have long hair, short hair, whatever, like however you want to do it. I just want to let you know that, yes, it does make you a little bit more susceptible to potentially passing or receiving STDs. Herpes is what we obviously talk about on this podcast, but just remember there are other STDs out there that are transmitted through new partners and through, a lot of other things touching. Again, I'm not an expert in other STDs, so I don't want to go into that, but yeah, it definitely can make you a little bit more prone. All right, that was a really great question, Emily, and I'm really glad you asked that because this is something I read about maybe 2 years ago. I definitely read about this a couple years ago, and was wondering, it did cross my mind, when I was in my 20s and doing all the waxings, if that was even safe. But yeah, it looks like this trend that we have created through the porn industry, if it looks like it might be a little bit more dangerous than, what we're thinking. Okay, well, thanks so much for asking. If you guys want to be cool and be like Emily, go on ahead over to lifewithherpes.com. Go to the Ask Alexandra, ask the questions, let me know what you think. And without further ado, I also want to make sure you know about the Crisis Toolkit. I created this for you If you just found out you have herpes and you are in the, oh my gosh, what do I do? It is scary. It is full of trauma. It is a roller coaster of emotions. So I made sure, I wish I had this when I was diagnosed with herpes, and I want to make sure that you have something that will help you get through the first week, first month, and just get you on your way. So I have in here, I have a coupon code for our community here, our podcast community. It is a 50% off. So use the promo code podcast. Pretty simple. I do have this in the show notes, so you can go straight to the show notes and find this. But go to lifewithherpes.com. It is called the Crisis Toolkit. Put in the promo code podcast, and it will reduce it by 50%. Okay, my friends, have an awesome rest of your day. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Bye. And I'm back, and I completely forgot to tell you this. I've also started a private coaching. I know that it is, again, terrifying, scary. Oh my gosh, and you feel alone, and you feel like you're in that alone phase. And I want to be able to be there for you and figure out a game plan and help you through these roller coaster upcoming days. So I've put together private coaching. And again, because you are a member of this podcast group and a podcast listener, I have a emergency private coaching session that is 50% off also. So again, this is all in the show notes. Head on over. It's also on the website. So join the community. You'll get the information on the private coaching sessions, and it is 50% off. So I will see you all soon, and have a great, great, great rest of your day. Bye.